Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Wednesday, October the 20th market update. On the economic front, the weekly EIA petroleum status report showed a rise in oil inventories by 700,000 barrels. Gasoline inventories rose by 1.2 million barrels, and distillates actually had a drawdown by 2.2 million barrels, which I think it's a good sign for commercial business because distillates are mostly used for commercial use. So I think that was a pretty good sign. Fed's beige book, of course, it was out today, and it was pretty much more of the same. Economic activity continued to rise at a modest pace, similar to what they've been saying. So on deck for tomorrow, we'll have the weekly jobless claims at 8:30 a.m. Estimate is at 455,000, and then we'll get the monthly Philly Fed survey at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and then the weekly Nat Gas report at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Of course, on the earnings, the ones that probably most people were watching was Netflix and eBay. They're both up huge in extended hours trading, and Netflix, the subscriber increased by 50%. So they're both doing well on after hours. So today, of course, the dollar was down, hence the big rally some more, right? And the gold, silver, copper, and oil were all up, which works for me. So the light sweet crude futures were up $2.28 to settle at $81.77. And then we're still on the November contract here too. So taking a look at the dollar via the UUP, the ETF, we had this buying, then we had, selling, basically, and we gapped up, then we filled the gap. So who knows where we go from here, but let's take a look at the West Texas Intermediate Crude Point Figure chart. Now this is a continuous contract. Now we actually did go on a sell signal today on crude with a preliminary bearish price objective of $75 a barrel. So we'll see if that plays out. Of course, we've got some support here at this trend line around the $78, $77 level, but here's the new price objective. And remember, we were on a buy signal with a price objective of 91, so that is a change. So of course I think that's all going to depend on the currencies and the euro, if it continues to go higher or if it pulls back, and the dollar. So that will set the price for crude. Let's go over and take a look at the Dow. Now the Dow had the larger percent gain. It was actually up 1.1%, 1.18% today, and actually the Nasdaq was the weakest, and it was still up, but it was only up 0.84%. So taking a look at the Dow, we did take out yesterday's high just by a little bit. It was almost an inside day, other than we just barely took out the high. So we took it out with the 11,139. High yesterday was 11,139. Today's high was 11,152. So pretty good. But we did pull back, which I wasn't real surprised. We pulled back a little. Let's look at the S&P. S&P. So we still cannot get over this 1185, but another pretty good day, but we're basically just stuck in the same range like we've been doing. It seems like how we do, like we did here. And so the next move will be up or down, who knows. But the market seems really strong here, so it seems like it wants to go up. And the Nasdaq, so the Nasdaq was definitely pretty inside of yesterday's range. Let's take a look at gold. GLD, gold, nice pop today. Wasn't a lot of buying behind it though. Lots of selling here, lots of selling. There's some buying there and lots of selling. So we'll see where gold goes from here. Again, they depend on the euro and the dollar. Silver, another pop. Not any buying behind it. Lots of selling behind it yesterday. Copper, another pop too. After yesterday's sell-off, lots of selling here in copper. Not much buying again today, even though we did go up. And the volatility index, looking at the VIX, there is not a lot of volatility in the market. Pretty much sucked out. It's down another 4% today. But it is interesting. Typically, let's go back a little further. I always get a little concerned. Typically, when we start having these moves up and down by 100 plus points, several days in a row, it usually doesn't turn out good, over time. So hopefully that's not the case this time, but it's not usually a good thing when we have, especially with the volatility index staying so low. But it makes it a little more concern for the market when you're having big drop, big sell off, and followed by big, buying the next day. It's like, okay, well, something's going on here. What's going to happen? So maybe nothing happens. Hopefully we just keep going higher. But so I'm a little concerned about that, but not too worried about it. Let's look at the Euro FXE. So it went down, and it came down here to this trend line where it broke out above it, touched it, held, had a big bounce today. So take a look at the McClellan oscillator. Look at the NYSE McClellan. Look for overbought, oversold. Okay, so we're still hanging around this neutral area, -3, so we're still very neutral. Overbought would be up here, oversold down here. So we're still pretty neutral. Over to the sectors. So 13 of the 16 sectors we follow finish in the green. The gold index had the largest percent gain, up 2.05%, which was hit the hardest yesterday. The biotech index was the weakest, down 1.25%. Over to chart watch. Some of these you may have seen. Seed, I like this one. I like this channel it's in. I like how it put in this, which I don't see very well, but it was a lower low than here, and then it closed above the midpoint of this candle, so it had a nice piercing line, which is typically a sign of reversal on it, when it's pulling back. So we'll see. It still is in this flag, this channel down, but I like it here, and you should have it. If we can break out of this channel, I have it targeted about 12, which is of course the distance between the approximately 7 and 950. All right, so like that one. AGCO, still consolidating, still hanging out, still looks good. Another good ag stock. BRT, we talked about this one yesterday, and it is going higher. OVTI, volume had decent volume today. It seems like it's wanting to break out, so I'm still watching that one. Express Scripts, it looks like this one's ready to break out above the downtrend line. Lots of volume kicking back in today. It flagged back, worked off. If we looked at the RSI, it had a lot. It was overbought up here. We've worked it all off, and so that one looks interesting. We're already in that one anyways, but looks interesting here. Plum Creek, another one's consolidating, another one that we're already in, but I like it as well. SFN breaking out today, looks good. AVY, another one breaking out, looks good. BGCP. Another one's consolidating, so watch for the next move. I like this nice, rounded bottom that it's put in here, and looks good. FPO, First Potomac Realty Trust, big breakout over this triangle, nice move. LQKX. Looks like it's about ready to break out. It needs to take out about the 22 levels. It had some good volume, so it's still kind of building up some steam here, but keep your eye on that. VMI, Valmont Industries, another one that had the nice cup and handle type pattern, about rounded bottom, big move up today and post earnings. Like to see that, so you don't get that out of the way and don't have to worry about it. BIIB, looks like it's ready to break out, go higher. ATMI breaking out today, looks good. A lot of the real estate investment trusts are all breaking out today. There's tons of them. BXP looks good. RPT tried to break out, then it pulled back, but it still looks good. VNO breaking out, looks good. This RRD, this RR Donnelly, another one looks like it possibly is bottom. You could use like 18, a little below 18, 1775 or so as a stop, but looks good. Hain Brands, looks like it could have put in a bottom out of this. It's been consolidating here where it's touched multiple times, and looks like it might have put a bottom here. You could use this a little below the 2750 as your stop. Looks good. Imation breaking out today. Nuva breaking out today. Got a little head and shoulders bottom there. Got the target on there. 3M still consolidating after breaking out, but it looks good. Still watching that one. LNT looks like it's about ready to break out. NetEase, it's got a descending triangle, but we'll see. It might break out to the upside, so still watching that one. APSG breaking out. This Aqua Water breaking out today. BWA consolidating, waiting for a breakdown. Brush Engineering looks like it's ready to break and go higher. CRR breaking out today. CB breaking out. FSR breaking out above the downtrend line, like that. ETN post earnings breaking out, looks good. And RBC, another one that I'm watching. It looks like it's in a descending triangle, but it's got a lot of good volume, so I'd like it probably over the 60 mark, about the midpoint of that candle. All right, take a look at the point figure charts. Well, we'll look at the charts because they haven't changed that much, but the current market signals of the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P with all the forward charts, there's no change here. Here's the buy, here's the price objective, and that is all I have for today. So thanks for watching.